welcome back to the channel. Normally I would actually have some sort of rough draft typed up for this sort of thing, but this plane, oh my god, it was not fun. This is, as many of you have probably figured out, is the Israeli Sakeen, the 3.3 BF-109 in the Israeli Textry as a reserve. And man, is this thing a piece of work. Comes with a Jumo 211F 12-cylinder engine, inverted obviously because Germany, with a wet horsepower rating of 1319. It comes with two 13mm MG131 machine guns with 500 rounds, and two 7.92mm MG17 machine guns with 600 rounds, with the option to switch out those 7.92s for 20mm MG151s. Which, honestly, extra damage isn't even worth it. This thing's performance, the airframe is solid. The airframe itself is solid. The engine actually puts out a competitive amount of horsepower for the battle rating. Where this thing goes wrong, it's not so much firepower either. Firepower, as you saw, can eviscerate aircraft if you have a long enough trigger time on them. Where this went wrong was the propeller. You see, the propeller for the Sakeen was used on the HE111, the bomber, where it was more important to get the payload off in the air than to go fast. So the props on this Sakeen are shaped more like paddles than blades. And if anybody has ever tried to fly Flyout, which is not a simulator, but it's pretty close. It's an aerospace engineering designer, kind of like Sprocket. Anyone's played that, or any aeronautical people out there would know that that type of blade is good at producing thrust at very low speeds, but not at very high speeds. And that's why this thing just struggles to accelerate, to climb, to do anything other than go straight. It's like you're comparing a Toyota Corolla to a Ford Mustang. Yes, the Toyota Corolla can go up to 80 miles an hour. But will it really be happy about it? Not really. The thing will be pushing about 3,000 RPMs at 80 miles an hour. The Ford Mustang will be pushing about 2,700 RPMs. And this thing was just an overall struggle bus. Hence the title I'm going to give this video, You Can Sakeen My Nuts. Now, I did actually have a fairly positive KD in this plane. The only reason I was able to get to KD was because most of the enemy players, well, this is 3.3, you really can't expect much out of them. From like level 12s, 24s, 36s. There are no aces here. And I also had a squad mate who watched my back a lot. But to give you a little bit of history, as I try to do with these reviews, is this is actually a Czech aircraft. The reason it has such a weird amalgamation is the Czech Air Force needed planes. They had been occupied from 1938 to 1945. And so they had no real Air Force that they've been building up for the past 4 years. They needed something to stopgap them so they can get the Russian Yaks and Lavochkins in service. So they had these 109 airframes laying around, and they had these Jumo engines laying around. And they didn't have access to the DB600 series, so they did the best they could. And man, I don't know what they were thinking. Like, this is the best you can do, but like at this point, I would rather just not have an Air Force. And so, I don't know how, but the Israelis got a hold of it. They got sent to Israel. And that's how I end up in Israel Tech Tree. But I guess I should focus a little bit on the gameplay. But on this Yak one, he's running to the airfield. This is what I hate about low tier people, is they just run to the airfield. It's a Sakeen! I am in a Sakeen. This Yak 1 can run trains around me, and it's a full BR below this thing. Why on earth he's running? I don't know. I really just don't know. And see here, I'm calling him out for being a coward. This is ridiculous. He's getting altitude. He's gonna push ahead on with me shortly. And you guys get to watch my amazing aim. And it's painful. Not as painful as flying this aircraft, though. Not as painful as that. But it's a close second. Because I'm just trying to hit this guy. I could have killed him there, but I just suck at aiming. More hits. Look at that. He's already pulling up behind me. And there goes AAA. AAA is going to be killing me. What's going to get me killed? Not this Yak one. Because look how fast this AAA is destroying my aircraft. I'm not running the Yak one at this point. I could disengage whatever at will if it wasn't for the AAA. Honestly, because of people like this, I really do think AAA, especially at low tiers, should just be removed. Like, all this is causing me frustration. And a lot of players too. But I have no rudder now. And, I appreciate the Leo trying to save me, but it was all over. I can no longer fly. I've just given up at this point. I'm Jane out. And, yeah, this sucks. Do not fly this plane. Don't even bother. Skip it. Just skip it.